So, guys, you remember that yesterday we did a story about the mayor of Johannesburg, Dada Morero, and what he said about the so-called G20 routes. As we know that in November, South Africa will be hosting the G20 summit. So the mayor of Johannesburg came out and said that the city of Johannesburg is going to prioritize some of the routes inside the city, and these are the so-called G20 routes. And the city is going to ensure that these G20 routes do not have the potholes, there are no crises, and the traffic lights are working. So, of course, this sparked a lot of outrage from the people to say that, okay, it seems like the city and the government actually has the money and the capacity to fix what we have been complaining about, and they didn't do that throughout the years. And now that the friends are coming, their global leaders friends are coming, they are going to give these people the best experience, while we the citizens are struggling with the potholes and the traffic lights that are not working. So the mayor actually received a lot of backlash after he went out on national television and said the quiet part out loud. I mean, like, if you are someone who is very smart or intelligent, this is not something that you can say on national television. But because Dada Morero is Dada Morero, this guy is not so bright. He basically went out on television and said that we are going to prioritize some of the roads, and we are going to ensure that our global leaders' friends are not going to experience any of the problems here in Johannesburg. So the people are not happy at all. The people are not happy at all, and rightfully so, because you can just imagine that the city of Johannesburg and the people in Johannesburg, they've been complaining about all of these things for the longest of times. They've been complaining about the potholes. They've been complaining that, guys, the traffic lights are not working. We are bumping into each other because the traffic lights are not working. There are crises on the roads. People are getting mugged in their own cars. And these are the things that the city of Johannesburg did not even really pay attention to. But just because right now there will be a G20 summit, suddenly everything is going to be fixed, and only for these people, not for all of us, but only for these people. So we are giving these people hell. So Dada Morero, as the mayor of Johannesburg, he received a lot of backlash. And guys, if you forgot what Dada Morero said, this is what he said.
Indeed, we are doing our level best. We've prioritized certain routes within Johannesburg, which are G20 routes, to ensure that at least we can make them to be at the standard at which they should be. No potholes, no crisis or traffic signals that are not working. So we are focusing on that. But we are generally focusing on the infrastructure issue.
So you can see that he just says that we are generally focusing on the infrastructure issues to make it look like, no, we are also going to fix the things for the general public. But right now we are just prioritizing the G20. But the people are having none of it because they understand that this is a lie. They understand that this is a lie. If you guys had the capacity to actually fix all of these things, why didn't you fix them? Why didn't you fix them? So right now you are going to prioritize a couple of roads there and ensure that there is nothing wrong with those roads, while the people are still using the roads that are filled with the potholes. Because of course you can just imagine those roads are going to be closed. I don't think that the general public can drive in those roads. No, those roads are going to be closed. They are going to ensure that, no, we have the police, we have everything on these roads. So the general public is not even going to drive on these roads. These roads are only spared for our global leaders friends. So because of the outrage that the city of Johannesburg, or the mayor of the Johannesburg, actually received, he actually backtracked. He backtracked on what he said. But the thing is that he said the quiet part out loud. This is what the city of Johannesburg is going to do. So even if he comes out to say that I am backtracking on what I said, but at the end of the day, this is what the city is going to do. It's not like him coming out and backtracking on what he said is going to change what the city is going to do. So the people must not actually be fooled by Dada Morero basically saying that he is backtracking on what he said. So let's look into this article to see the lies that Dada Morero is trying to spin. The article says that Morero backtracks on announcement Gauteng metros will prioritize fixing G20 routes ahead of a global leaders meeting. So you can see even by the heading alone that, okay, this article is full of lies. It's full of lies because him backtracking is just saying things. It's not like he's saying that we are backtracking on this thing and we are not going to fix this roads. We are not going to have these G20 roads, because there is no way that these people are going to allow their friends to drive on the roads that have the potholes. So they are going to fix those roads. So it says that during the launch of the local government of G20 dubbed U20 on Monday, Morero said areas where the high-level meetings are taking place will be cleaned up. Of course, this is what he said. This is what he said. Let's see what he says right now. Johannesburg Mayor Morero has backtracked on an announcement that the Gauteng twin metros will prioritize fixing G20 ahead of a global meeting by the leaders. Morero and Tshwane Mayor Jhb Mayor are set to co-host mayors from cities in the G20 bloc to find policy recommendations to address and advocate for actions on climate resilience, economic recovery, and social equity. During the launch of the local government leg of G20 dubbed U20 on Monday, Morero said areas where the high-level meetings are taking place would be the first to be cleaned up. This includes covering potholes, fixing malfunctioning traffic lights, and bolstering safety measures. So they are going to ensure that there are no criminals there that are taking people's cell phones. In a stunning admission on Monday, Johannesburg Mayor Morero had said this about the plans to address the dilapidated state of the affairs in the country's economic hub. Quote, "We have prioritized certain routes with Johannesburg which are G20 routes to ensure that at least we can make them to be at the standard that they should be. No potholes, no traffic lights that are not working." Morero has since come under fire for his comments, especially from the residents who criticized his administration for making them second-class citizens. So he deserves this outrage. He obviously deserves this outrage. But again, Morero has already said what the city is going to do. So even if the people can make the noise, we can come here and actually talk about these things, but they are going to do what they are going to do. It is not going to change anything. Morero has since come under fire for his comments, especially from the residents who criticized his administration for making them second-class citizens. But he made a U-turn this morning on Clement Manyathela's show, saying that he used the wrong choice of words. What does it mean? What does it mean? He made U-turn this morning on Clement Manyathela's show, saying that he used the wrong choice of words. He used the right words. He used the right words because he was actually being honest with the people of this country that you are the second-class citizens. You see these people that are coming from all over the world. These are the people that we are actually going to take care of. As for you, you can see what you can do with those potholes and those not working traffic lights and the criminals that are making your lives a living hell on the roads. He basically tells the truth. So him saying that he used the wrong choice of words, it's like it absolutely means nothing. It means nothing. Quote, "It's probably a question of language, but we have said we are focusing on the entire city in terms of infrastructure development to respond to the current challenges." This is where I'm saying that these people are actually disingenuous, because he just said that we are focusing on infrastructure as a whole to make the people of Johannesburg to feel better as if they are working for them. But he did say that they are going to prioritize the G20 routes. He did say that they are going to prioritize the G20 routes. So this line where he says that it's probably a question of language, but we have said we are focusing on the entire city in terms of infrastructure development to respond to the current challenges. On this point, he actually thinks that the people of Johannesburg are stupid. He actually believes that South Africans in general are stupid. This is what he actually believes. This is what he believes. The same concerns were raised almost 2 weeks ago when G20 foreign ministers met in South Africa in Johannesburg. At the time, International Relations Ronald Lamola denied claims that service delivery in parts of the country has only been sped up for the arrival of the international guests attending the G20 meeting. So I don't know why Ronald Lamola basically denies the claims that service delivery in parts of the country has only been sped up for the arrival of the international guest of G20 meetings, because this is what the ANC generally does. We know this is what they do. I mean, you know, when the president is coming to your city or to your town, you will see the municipality will start working, they will start cleaning up, they will start picking up things, they will start cutting the grass, basically to give the president the impression that things are actually working. So I don't know why Ronald Lamola is saying that no, it's not like we are speeding up these service deliveries because of the arrival of our international guest. Of course, this is what you guys do every time. This is what you guys do every time. We are even used to you guys basically speeding up the service delivery when the president is coming, when the premier is coming. You will see the people going up and down. The premier is going up and down. Even in the hospitals, the people will start to clean in the hospitals to make sure that it even smells nice. But we know that on an average, these places are always dirty. We know that they are always dirty. So Ronald Lamola right now, they are just trying to save face. So Dada Morero said that he used the wrong words. He said that it is just the matter of the wrong words that are actually used. But again, I guess we should be happy that Dada Morero basically told us the plans of the ANC. But again, I am not surprised about these plans of the ANC, because this is what they normally do. This is what they normally do. It's just that the mayor of Johannesburg went out and said the quiet part out loud, because he is not just a smart person. He is not a smart person. So he is backtracking. Guys, do you believe Dada Morero when he says that it is just a wrong choice of words? Please tell me what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button. And the most important part, subscribe. My name is Jhb Mabaso. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.